All right, people, some more news that actually makes fucking sense. The judge dismisses cases against James Comey and Letitia James after finding prosecutor was unlawfully appointed. What does that mean, I wonder? It's not like the Trump administration ever does anything criminal. A federal judge dismissed the criminal indictments against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James after finding the prosecutor who brought the cases was not lawfully appointed. Quote, I agree with Mr. Comey that the Attorney General's attempt to install Ms. Halligan as interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia was invalid. And because Ms. Halligan had no lawful authority to present the indictment, I will grant Mr. Comey's motion and dismiss the indictment. U.S. District Judge Cameron Curry wrote in her ruling, finding the indictment should be tossed because the appointment of former Donald Trump personal lawyer Lindsay Halligan was invalid and she lacked the authority to present a case to the grand jury at all. She issued a separate ruling dismissing the James case as well. Because Halligan, who had been appointed interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia at Trump's direction, was the only prosecutor to present the case and sign the indictment should be voided, the judge found. The ruling could have major ramifications for other prosecutions brought by Halligan's office during her tenure. A similar ruling disqualifying Alina Habba as the New Jersey U.S. Attorney has resulted in a number of criminal cases brought under her leadership being stuck in legal limbo while she appeals the decision. Curry, seemingly largely skeptical of the Justice Department's position at a rare joint hearing on the issue with lawyers for Comey and James on November 13th, where a prosecutor portrayed questions about Halligan's appointment as, quote, a paperwork error. Yeah, I'm sure it was just that fucking simple. There was nothing insidious about this at all. Comey, as we all know, was indicted on bullshit charges of making a false statement to Congress and obstructing a congressional investigation, while James was indicted on charges of bank fraud and making a false statement to a financial institution. Both have pleaded not guilty. In a highly unusual move, Halligan was the lone prosecutor to present their cases to the grand jury and the lone prosecutor to sign their indictments. I wonder why. Maybe it was because no one else believed that there was even a case to be brought. Other prosecutors in her office had recommended against charging Comey and James because they didn't believe there was enough evidence to secure convictions. Trump said he was naming Halligan U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia on September 20th, the day after he forced out his initial pick, Eric Siebert, because Siebert had resisted pressure to prosecute Comey and James. So basically, Trump appoints people who will do his bidding. It is very obvious. He does this at every fucking turn. Halligan's appointment was immediately viewed as problematic because, according to federal statute, people in that post may only serve for 120 days after being appointed by U.S. Attorney, unless confirmed by the Senate before then. The Senate had not confirmed Siebert, so federal judges of the Eastern District of Virginia exercised their independent appointment authority to keep him on beyond the 120-day limit. These are the unhinged fucking tweets that came out right before these charges became public. Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time, all talk, no action, nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done, said the Post, which a source previously confirmed to NBC News had been intended as a direct message to Bondi, not a public post. So he can't even tell the difference between posting something and sending a direct message, but we should trust this man to appoint U.S. attorneys. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. Trump continued while praising Halligan as a really good lawyer. 5 days after the post, Halligan, who had no prosecutorial experience, and this shows you what options he has. The pool of attorneys that he has to choose from is getting smaller and smaller by the day, because an attorney who wants to have a good reputation at any point in the future would never destroy their career by working with him for any fucking reason. The presentation came days before a 5-year statute of limitations on the charges was set to expire. So it's pretty obvious. This is all, as Daddy would say, a witch hunt There's no evidence. And finally, some good news, these charges are dropped. We'll just have to see what type of tantrum gets thrown now and how they decide to move forward illegally from here. Thanks so much.